What an unbelievable morning for silage. This is like dream silage conditions. So this week's video is going to spread over the next 3 days. I'm going to try and give you a little flavour of everything that we do. So yesterday we got the JF serviced. What that involved was fitting a new light to the end of the spout. We moved the drum forward, sharpened the blades, and we also replaced the sharpening stone. This morning I got the 8S filled with fuel and AdBlue, and I also greased the harvester, cleaned out the filters in the inoculant tank. So basically everything here is ready bar filling the inoculant tank, and that is because we're going to start lifting at 6 p.m. this evening. I have already mowed some grass. I mowed 32 acres last night, which is the stuff that we're going to lift this evening. And now my job for the rest of today until about 5 p.m. hopefully is to go and mow the rest of the silage. I have about 160 acres to do in total, so if I mowed 32 last night, that leaves me around 130 to do today. I am getting some help. There's another guy coming to mow at some point this morning for me, but hopefully I will get another 90 acres done at least by 5 p.m. this evening. I should be able to mow at 12 acres an hour, so that should be more than possible, but you just never know with these things. So it is currently 9:30 on Wednesday. Let's see how we get on. Of the 5 fields I mowed last night, 3 were very disappointing. They were very, very light. It's going to dry into hay by the time we lift them this evening. One of them was about what I expected, an okay crop, but definitely not a heavy crop. And then the final field I mowed last night was really encouraging. It was a really good crop of grass. So I'm hoping that that final field is representative of all the fields I'm going to mow today, but we'll find out very soon. Oh, there's a lot of dew. My boots are soaking. Looks pretty encouraging, to be honest. That looks like as good a crop as I mowed last night. Yeah, the crop of grass on these fields is really, really good. And I'm now thinking that it was probably the fields that got slurry which have done the best. And I should just say the reason why everything didn't get slurry is that we ran out. It's not too bad. The majority of fields did get slurry, so the majority of fields should have a nice decent crop. It's just a shame that I didn't go on with polysulfate or something like that on the fields that hadn't got slurry, because they probably would have yielded a lot better. Well, these are the lessons you learn. You never get everything right in farming. So if we take a closer look at the crop, this grass was all very, very yellow before I sowed fertilizer on it 2 weeks ago. And you can see just a little bit of yellow creeping back into the tips. Whether that's a remnant of the yellow 2 weeks ago, or that's a sign the crop has ran out of nitrogen again, I'm honestly not sure. But regardless, that is going to make some phenomenal silage. Right, I'm going to go mow for a couple of hours. I'll catch up with you later on this afternoon and give you a little update on how I've been getting on. I'm going to take a little clip of every single field for like 2 or 3 seconds, just to give you a fair representation of what the yield is actually like, and not just cherry pick a good field and pretend it's all like that. So I made a mistake. I tried to mow a bit that hasn't been mowed all year because it's now dry enough, and I've jammed the front mower. This is not what I need this morning. This might take a while. This is only the second time in 8 or 9 years I have in these mowers that this has happened. And both times it was the same thing, trying to mow big lumps of dead grass. I think I'd learned my lesson. I knew this was risky, and I was going slow before anyone says I was going too fast. But clearly I wasn't going slow enough. And then when it did block, I almost couldn't believe it. And I kept going stupidly. Okay, it's actually not too bad. I hadn't taken the full width of the mower just in case, so we've got a place to start at least. Try and get the conditioner moved away. It might make the job easier. Which way is which though? I don't remember. Yes, the conditioner loosened off, I think. Right, I'll set you there and you can enjoy the hardship. It's not too bad. It's just getting a bit started. Oh my goodness, it's so tight. It is so tightly in there. Don't mow old dead grass. Just leave it. I wouldn't even have tried to mow it. Only I want to maximise all the silage I can. Clearly that was a step too far. Second time ever. And the last time ever. No more mowing crappy grass. Just go get the flipping topper. Oh, this is going to take a long time. I'll turn the camera on again when I can finally get it cleared. Okay, we had a breakthrough like 2 minutes after I turned the camera off. I got the big lump out, so I think it'll clear itself. Let's give it a go. You just all stay there and tell me if it clears. Hopefully I don't wreck some belts. The belt's already smoked a lot. Oh, come on, come on. Good. Nice. Happy days. I am soaking wet with sweat. Oh. Farming's a lot of fun sometimes. So it turns out whenever I adjusted the conditioner, I thought I let it off, but I'd actually tightened it down. So I thought that might have been the case, moved it back to where it was, and the big lump pulled out a lot easier. Oh, I'm so dirty. I've got a brush. Can I just literally brush myself? Okay, let's get back to mowing. You can see why it blocked. Like, it's not exactly rocket science. Very much my stupidity rather than anything to do with the mower. Okay, I'll report back if there's any more issues. This is the 4th field today, and I am not going near that bit in the left. It will be fine. It'll do the next year. This is a stone bridge my brother built, and I'm using it to get to the next field, and I'm really hoping it doesn't break. Oh, we made it. We're okay. We're okay. My brother built a new house, and this is his new lane to his new house, and it's a handy shortcut for me to get from the field I just finished mowing to the next field I have to mow. So thankfully he's at work as well, because he would kill me if he's seen what I was doing right now. He's probably going to watch this video, which is going to get me caught, but in fairness to me, oh dear, there's a low tree. Oh, it's a really low tree. Crap, a branch fell off. In fairness to me, pulling out on the main road from them last 2 fields is really, really dangerous. You basically can't see, so you have to pull out. So really, I made this decision out of a safety concern. So this is field 5 of today, and that is a really large branch. Oh my days. If you watch me on TikTok, this is the field where I sprinted to it and I was like soaking wet with sweat when I showed you it all. And again, it's the same story as the other fields. All the yellow tips are gone from the fertilizer I sowed 2 weeks ago, and it's done a lot of growing in that time. Right, we will keep mowing. There's also a heap of tracks to this field, and I don't know why they're there. Huh. They're too narrow for tractor tracks, so I think, I don't know, who was in my field? Whoever it was is an idiot. You don't drive through a field of silage. Who the heck was in my field? What is this crap? It was my brother taking a big lump of timber out to cut up into sticks. Oh, I'm so glad I used his lane. Broke his branch. What an idiot. That's another field done, and that is probably the best crop of any field I've mowed so far. Really, really nice, and a really, really nice grass. It's actually sticking to the tractor tires. That is a great sign. Our fourth cut silage this year could very well be some of the best silage we have, and it's kind of unfortunate where it's going in because we're probably not going to be feeding this. Well, hopefully we're not going to be feeding this until the end of January. So there is 4 fields left to mow, but they're the 4 biggest fields on the farm. They also have the heaviest crop of any fourth cut that we're doing, and it is really nice to be mowing a decent crop of grass. A lot of times this year I've said that Italian ryegrass is a waste of time and I should stop growing it, but this is one instance where I'm glad I have it, because the shoulders of the year is where Italian ryegrass really shines, and it does bulk out really nicely at first cut and at fourth cut. And again, this is the worst of the 4 fields of Italian ryegrass, so I am excited to mow the next 2 fields. That's another field done, just 2 more left to do. It's currently 2:45, so we're making good time. Henry is here mowing this field, so I get to skip this one, and we are going to head straight on to the very last field. Although his Makeo mowers do leave little tiny swathes, the difference is really, really noticeable. Well, we will end on a high. There's a really, really nice crop of grass in this field, and this is actually our biggest field. It's 17 acres, so it'll definitely contribute a lot of bulk to the silage pit. Really, really nice grass. Ignore the big line of Dawkins. I don't know what happened to that. Must have missed it with a sprayer. So it is currently 3 o'clock. It'll probably take me till about 4:30 to get this mowed, and then I'm going to head home, get the mowers hooked off, get the compactor hooked on, get the compactor greased, get the JCB greased, get the buck rake on, make sure the silo's ready, try and have time to grab something to eat, and then we're going to start lifting all the silage at 6 o'clock this evening. Welcome back to Thursday morning. Today is what I would describe as our big silage day. We have 120 acres to put in, and I'm hoping to have it done before 11 p.m. I've already checked over the harvester. I actually found a fairly loose bolt, which is critical. It came out on the 3rd cut. I got a replacement bolt, but it's came loose again, so I'm going to have to look into that a little bit more. But tightened it up again. I'll keep an eye on it today, so it should be fine. I also sharpened the blades, greased the harvester again, and I think we're all ready to go. Very last job is to fill our inoculant tank, and then we'll head to the field. So today we will have 3 trailers carting this morning, hopefully 4 trailers this afternoon, and definitely 4 trailers for this evening. I'm honestly not sure how many trailers I'm going to need, because the crop is light, but it's not that light. It's kind of just, I'm not sure. We will find out this morning. It's probably yielding about the same as our 2nd cut, and we've done 122 acres in one day whenever we lifted that, and today we have 120 to do, so it should be possible. This should all work. So long as we don't have too many problems. And I know I've probably just jinxed that now, but worst case, we could all come back on Friday morning and finish it off for a couple hours. There's no rain in the forecast. I'm not in any particular panic, so it definitely takes a lot of pressure off today. So this will be the last Ecosil I'll be using of the year. I have no idea how much I use this year, but it's usually around £3,500–4,000. And if you don't use an inoculant, consider it. It's a very good investment. And if you are going to use an inoculant, just go and buy Ecosil. Go back and look at some of my previous videos looking into the research about how much extra milk you will get, about how many peer-reviewed research journals there are about Ecosil. There's an awful lot of inoculants are total nonsense, total waste of money. Essentially, a company buys bacteria which in theory should improve silage quality, but they never actually pay for the research, so there's no way to be sure. But with Ecosil, they have the research, you know what you're buying is going to give you a return. Right, I'm going to go get some breakfast and then we'll head to the field. I'll probably turn the camera on again later on this evening and record some footage then. Okay, so it is currently 1 o'clock. We're 3.5 hours in and we have lifted 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the 5th field. And in acres, that is 11 plus 8 is 19 plus 10 is 29 plus 9. 38 acres in 3.5 hours. Not going to say we're getting on well. I am not making that mistake. But we've done 38 acres in 3 hours. Well, 3.5. I had to move my inoculator nozzles because the grass was so sticky last night that it was coming back around the auger and it was piling up in a big lump here. So I moved my inoculator nozzles up here and it's kind of worked because they're now out of the way, but it's also kind of not worked because they're too high up and it's blowing inoculant all over the harvester. Hence why this is really damp and wet. Do I move them back down again? I think I'm going to leave them where they are. Just angle them a little bit better. Right, I have another trailer. We better keep going. I'll show you the grass before I jump back in the tractor. It's really, really dry. Really nice stuff. Should make some excellent, excellent silage. Yield-wise, we're getting about 1 trailer off just under 2 acres. So it's actually not bad. It probably works out at about 3.5 tons an acre on average. Okay, I'm going to go back to my podcast about the ancient Roman Empire and I will catch up with you in a couple of hours with another update. I just cannot get a break. I've been trying to get a gap in the trailers for the last 4 hours to record another bit of this video and it just hasn't happened. So we're going to record it in the cab. This is actually bringing back a major sense of deja vu for me since my very first YouTube video back in August last year was filmed in this field, talking to the camera whilst lifting silage. And it's kind of like a nice full circle moment to be back doing the same thing 1 year later with over 13,000 subscribers. So we only have 2 fields left. We have managed to lift an astonishing 73 acres so far today. And it has only taken us, well, 7 hours and 10 minutes. So that's over 10 acres an hour. And honestly, it's not even that the crop's particularly light or I'm going that much faster than I have at other times. It's just today has been so consistent. I have had 1 metal detector and that's it. Other than that, I have been filling trailers non-stop for the last 7 hours. There is 105 acres to lift today, which is less than I thought. I just counted up wrong and then we didn't mow 10 acres that I forgot to take off and stuff. So if we have 73 done, that leaves us with 37. So let me work this out, 1 second. 70, oh my brain's not working. 27 plus 5, 32. That leaves us with 32 acres left to lift. And when I started this today, I thought that we might still be lifting this at 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. I had planned that, sorry, we're going down a hill, my camera might like adjust. Whoa, that's too fast. Let's slow down. Oh no, let's just keep going. Oh, Calvin's away. That is a really big hill. That is a really big hill. The harvester is running so well. Oh, it's just, oh, I don't want to jinx it, but I don't believe in jinxing it, so I'll just say it. everything has just been perfect today. The grass is the best grass I think I've lifted in, at least a year, more, a couple of years. It's just perfect. It's probably 32% dry matter, maybe 30. We'll find out when I show you the test results in a couple of months. The ground's dry, which is the first time it's been dry really in over a year. I have 3/4 trailers carting and they have been keeping up just perfect. As soon as I need a trailer, it's right there. Yeah, it's been going well. What was I trying to say before I went in that rant about how good things were going? Oh yeah, how long it's going to take us. So I thought when I was planning this all out that we would be finished at about 11 o'clock tonight. I actually originally had people organised to come on Friday morning. Haven't told some people I don't need them on Friday morning yet, but we'll get to that at the end of the day. But it has just went so much quicker than I thought. So we were going to stop for dinner, but I cancelled that, so we're just going to work through dinner and we'll hopefully be all finished up by 8 o'clock, half 8ish. Usually I just prefer to push on and not stop at all, which means skipping lunch and dinner. If we're going late into the night, I will stop for dinner, but you really do lose an hour. Right, I'm going to get this field lifted, then there's just 2 fields left to go. I am going to get my brother to buckrake, and then David is going to come and lift a field of grass with the JF, and I am going to take my drone up and go for a little flyabout, so I can end this video with a nice little montage. But you're not going to see that to the very end, so the next time you will see me will be back at the silage pit when all the grass is in, and we'll see how full our silo is, if I still have a serious silage shortage for this winter, and what the grass in the pit actually looks like. Hopefully that will be before it's dark, but it very well could be dark at that point. I have let David drive my precious JF so I can get some cool drone footage, so you better all appreciate this. I am taking a huge risk by letting someone else drive that. This will also be the first ever drone footage of the silage videoed by me and not someone else. Not saying it's going to be better, but it's probably going to be better. Okay, let's go see how much silage is in the silage pit. How much silage is in the silage pit determines how much money I have to spend on meal, and the difference could be tens of thousands of pounds this winter. So that's pretty good. I'm not surprised how much is in it, and I'm not disappointed either. It's kind of what I expected. We're definitely still going to be short of silage, but we're not that short of silage anymore. Wow, that is firm grass. Sorry about the lights flickering. Okay, we'll be back here in the morning to seal this. I'll catch up with you then. Welcome back to Friday morning. Last thing we have to do before we seal the silo is give it one more run with the compactor. This has been a really well rolled silo, so this shouldn't take longer than 5 or 10 minutes. If you've never used a compactor before, go and find one and give it a go. You will not believe the difference it makes to your silage. How close can I risk it? It's a well buckraked pit, so I can really get into the edges. If you're getting your compactor stuck in your silage pit, Tom Pemberton, I think your buckrake man's doing a pretty bad job, to be honest. You should definitely be able to go right into the edge without risking getting stuck. I'm out of breath from running up that hill with the cover. So that's the end of silage for 2024. We're definitely still short versus last year, but I reckon it's probably under 200 tonne of silage, which is still a lot of silage, but this year's silage is quite a bit drier, so that's probably reducing that to somewhere like 100 tonne. And we can manage a shortage of 100 tonne, but we'll get to that and what my plan is in a different video. Now for the best job of silage, which is sealing the silage pit. As usual, we're using our oxygen barrier from Silostop, and we're also using a black top sheet just to protect that orange oxygen barrier. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please do like the video, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Any comments, stick them down below, and I will see you in the next video.
Shine for you, and everything you do. Yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do, and it was called yellow. So then I took my turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. Swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do. 'Cause you were all yellow. I drew a line, I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. And you know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true. Look how they shine for you. 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 Look how they shine. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. and all the things that you do.